Amid the DHS shutdown, TSA agents had to work for more than a month without seeing a paycheck. And in light of the situation, actor Tyler Perry personally donated multiple $1,000 gift cards to agents in Atlanta to help keep them afloat. Now those workers are being asked to give them back. All because of federal policy. 9 News legal expert Whitney Traylor is here with us this morning to give us some insight. Thanks for coming in.
Sure.
Oh man, okay, first, can TSA officers accept gifts from passengers?
Generally speaking, no. There are some exceptions, but yes, they're federal. TSA officers are federal employees, and so they cannot accept gifts generally more than $20. And so here, the Tyler Perry gift, as generous as it was, they had to give it back, and I'm sure they all did give it back.
I'd be like, what are you talking about? I didn't get a gift card.
I didn't get one.
Oh, no way.
Exactly.
So it sounds like there's some exceptions to this because we were talking about how at DIA you could give, I think, grocery or gas or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. You can give food, any kind of non-cash gift, and something less than $20. So I think I pulled up the rules today. I have this visual for you all.
You did his research?
Yes, I did. These are the TSA rules. And so basically, you know, it talks about particularly with travelers because they don't want it to look like it's bribery, things like that. So you can give gift cards that are not transferable into cash. So for the grocery store, gas, those type of things.
So Tyler Perry would have been better off giving like a $1,000 gas card versus cash Visa card.
I think that's right, but I still think they probably would have had to give it back because of the amount.
Yeah.
And I think what they do, and a lot of companies have this where they say, well, let the company decide. Like, okay, you give somebody, at the law firm I used to work at, it was a $50 limit. And so if there was something given that was over $50, we had to let the managing partners know. And they actually could keep it. And so
they said no every time and they took it.
Exactly. That nice bottle of wine, you know, it was at the office Christmas party. So, and it makes sense though, because they don't want people to pay to play. And they have those rules here. I remember when I first started years ago, and I gave you and Gary a copy of my book, Dad Under Construction, and then I promptly saw it out on the community bookshelf.
It was over $30 or whatever.
Exactly. You were complying with the rules.
Could these TSA agents get in trouble for accepting that?
Yes, they could get in trouble. They could get termination. They could be suspended. And the real concern is that the potential that it looks like bribery. And especially think about it if somebody's coming through and they say, hey, thanks for, here's a 20, right? And they get through. So, and especially because of what they're doing, it's such a safety sensitive position. You want to avoid the look of impropriety.
What if they're like, can they get in trouble if they're, I didn't get a gift card?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I think so many people feel, you know, our hearts go out to the TSA agents who've had to work for this long without a paycheck, right? Everyone's trying to do what they can to help them out.
No, I totally agree, and it is unfair, and I think if people want to do something, just try and do it in a non-cash way. So if it's a gift card that can't be converted into cash, that's going to be your best bet. Obviously, if you try and give them food, they may be a little weary about taking, you know, a home-cooked meal from somebody. But it's a legitimate point. I mean, these TSA workers have went weeks and weeks without pay. And hopefully that's changing. It looks like they're going to get paid soon. So
you're saying it's under $20 is what they can accept?
Under $20, yes, in terms of cash, and then non-cash type gift cards are always a benefit. And of course they can if it's pooled together, so you can give it to TSA as an institution, not the individual folks, which.
Yeah, and they can divide it up. Last question real quick, because we're almost out of time. Why are the rules so strict for TSA when it comes to this? Well,
I think because, and a lot of companies do have that, and they don't want people to essentially be bribed or pay to play. And here, because of the safety sensitive nature of the position, they have to be very careful. You know, you don't want somebody to slide through because they gave you a 50. And now we have a security issue. So that's the reason, and they're federal employees. So it makes sense, but we want to help them out. And so to the TSA folks, we say thank you.
Yes, we do.
And that's something you can do. You can always give them a thank you.
And Tyler Perry, obviously, was just trying to help out.
So gracious,
right?
yes.
Yes.